Okay, here's a video to continue my series of how to get the most out of PS5 Skyrim with the least amount of mods. So consider this pretty much the ultimate small micro list that you'd need to build upon. In other words, I'm giving you a very rich and diversified world with fantastic grasses. We've got 3 layers of grasses and a portion of the Vanaheimr suite. And I'm trying to cram everything into 30 mods and giving you about 370 megabytes of space left. Riverwood is a little bit overgrown. I'm not using any landscape mods for grass add-ons. So again, it's really at your discretion as to what you want to add to this, and I'll leave some comments in the description about this. So we've got Nature of the Wildlands. As you know, I'm a massive fan of that. And we have added to that, we have Cathedral Landscapes. This time I'm using the brown variant for PS5 because I'm going for a treeless brown tundra and also trying to keep the rift a little bit more in its natural state. So we have the grass layers are Cathedral Landscapes grass, followed by Verdant, a Skyrim plug-in overhaul, and then followed by Northern Grass. So these are the 3 layers that are stacked on top of each other to create this incredibly lush blend. For Riverwood, and again I showed Riverwood and Whiterun because I watched a YouTube video recently where the commentator said that 97% of most gamers' time in Skyrim is spent at Riverwood and Whiterun and the Tundra. So again, we have our usual stack of Anna's Skyrim textures and colourful houses. Love those. We have Agalma farmhouses too. And instead of any spaghetti add-ons, this time I've gone the JK Skyrim route. So to that end, we're using JK Skyrim version 2, JK's Interior Collection, the Anniversary Edition, and we are using City Planner 2.0 Riverwood. And what City Planner 2.0 Riverwood gives you is a whole bunch of spaghetti stuff, Riverwood flowering, and a few other add-ons like this beautiful windmill. And you know, it's just it spruces up Riverwood beautifully. I have done the start of the main quest, so and I've earned a little bit of coin, so that I am just wearing the standard armor that you start off with. I'm wearing the armor that the Jarl gave me as a reward for reporting the dragons, and I've bought myself a backpack. In terms of my weapon loadout, it's just an iron shield, an iron sword. I've got 1 magic flames, I've got a battle cry, and I've got a standard torch. That's it. So we are going to encounter a few animals and enemies along the way. We'll see how I cope with that. I'm not really a combat expert. My next longer video is going to deal with that. So there's your typical beauty shot of Riverwood now with the City Planner Riverwood 2 installed. Now, just to spruce up the roads a bit, I have added, and again, we are limiting to 30 mods here. This is just a baseline install by giving you an absolutely rich world to build upon. I've got 13's Beaten Path 2023 edition, which gives you a lot of clutter along the roads. I've got really blended roads with rocky, mossy Dirt 02 texture, best road combination by a long run. I've got the lampposts. I think they're essential. They just add so much character. And to circumvent the remove ugly shrubs and bushes, I am using Plush's high poly pebbles, which don't look too bad. I still have the problem of the weeds in the river. I have actually gone out to Reddit and asked if someone can actually create me a very mini version of No Gracias to get rid of the weeds from the river. So you're just coming into Whiterun, looking over. You can see here now the tundra is a brown tundra instead of the green. We don't need the cathedral landscape lods because we have a brown tundra, and therefore you don't really get that jarring green versus brown contrast as you look through the landscape. Obviously this is very performance friendly in terms of our grass settings. I have gone for a density of 60. My last videos I think showed 37, 40. 60 is going to give you fantastic frame rates. We still have the max types texture at 15. You need that to get the triple grass blend working. And I have set my field of view to 95. I think any higher is great for screenshots, but it's not great for showing any combat if we come across any wolves or other things in the wilderness. So with these three grass layers, you're getting a really diverse flora. I'm not using any additional wildflower add-ons because lo and behold, I found out that, you know, the 3D plants from Dr. Jacopo, the reimagined wildflowers, the Shrubbery Symphony from Alex, they're fantastic, but we're trying to keep it down to 30 mods here. And all those shrubs and flowers are represented by default anyway, and they're also part of cathedral landscapes with their grasses. So just, you've got now a tundra that represents more vanilla, but you've still got a fantastic coverage of grass all the way to the horizon, and you're not getting any sort of jarring transition in terms of LODs, even though we're not using that massive 234 megabyte LOD package from Cathedral. I'll quickly go into Whiterun here to show you what I've done with the City Overhaul. Given we spend so much time here, I just wanted to devote a few mods to make sure that Whiterun is pleasing to the eye, but still runs very efficiently. In the next few videos, I'm going to cover off combat and also population overhauls, and it is such a delicate balancing act to find the combination of NPC, AI, and combat overhauls that don't tank performance. I think I've stumbled across a combination that works really well now. So here again, we are in Whiterun. We've got the beautiful architecture from Anna's and Agalma. We've got the green thumb, lush ivy growing everywhere. The hedges again from Whiterun, Verdant Overhaul. And this just runs absolutely locked to 60 frames per second. I'm getting zero slowdown, but it's a very, very lovely Whiterun to look at. No need to show you any interiors because I'm using bog standard default vanilla interior lighting. It does, I'll quickly show you at the top here what it looks like. I mean, it looks fine. I'm not getting any window shadows and fancy restriction of candles and other lights. Again, you've got 370 meg to play with here. I mean, JK's interiors definitely worth a look. I mean, look how beautifully this has just been revamped. Again, you'd use a lighting overhaul to reduce the intensity of those flames. Probably Kitty's VFX version 4 would do that. But look at JK's. It's just fantastic. Yes, I've devoted a few patches in this list so that JK plays nice. Unfortunately, that's just the baggage that comes with it. But I think, given we've got 30 mods, I think we're doing okay in terms of getting a lovely Riverwood and a very, very beautifully running 60 FPS Whiterun. Okay, so this is not going to be a long video. I'm just now going to do you on a quick tour around some of these places in Skyrim that will benefit from the add-ons in this list to give you a fantastic visual overhaul. All right, here we go.
It might suit you.
I spend a lot of time at the market.
Okay, we're here in Half Moon Mill at Lake Ilinata, and I have no Weber mods installed. It's come over a bit cloudy. These are default clouds, Skyrim clouds, vanilla clouds, sorry. And I'm using NLA for the weather and environment, which gives you that super crisp, clear, transparent water. I did discover an absolute fantastic water trick that changes this water to, well, literally the best I've ever seen, the best reflections, still keeps the clarity. And it's an add-on called Natural Waterfalls. It comes with 3 additional plugins, and the one you really should add is called the Water plugin. And that changes the water to something quite fantastic, I have to say. My next video is the one where I have a mod list of nearly 140 mods, and that will show off some of these things I'm talking about. I've done the first part of the quest. I've gone and bought a horse. I have a Stormcloak saddle on it, and he's a trusty old steed. We will use him in some of our travels. Okay, so the first things first, the forest and Falkreath and the density of the grasses here. At 60, we still have super dense grass. We are seeing a little bit of the forest, the pine forest textures, but actually I don't mind that because it's nice to see a little bit of the ground. I've yet to walk in a forest here in England where the grass covers 100% of the ground. So, but you are getting the 3 grass layers from Cathedral, Verdant, and Northern all working together. I haven't added any extra tree density mods. So this is just stock density from nature of the wildlands, which I find to be quite ample in terms of its density. Roads are working beautifully. Everything's blending just perfectly. I can see a skeleton there in the distance. Let's take him out. Unless he grabs me first. There he is. What's he doing? Minding his own business. Is he going to come for me? Let's see. No, we're okay. Just run down to Falkreath and just show... Oh, here's someone. Where are you up to, mate? Oh, here we go. He is going after the skeleton, of course.
Never should have come here.
No, you never should have come here at all. You deal with that. All right. So, again, so this is just an incredible level of lush, dense, beautiful forest. I know I've banged on about this in my previous videos, but again, we're doing this with 30 mods. So think about that for a minute. We've got this level of immersion with 30 mods, and it runs like an absolute dream. Here's this little, I found this little nook with the mysterious black water the other day. Great frame rates everywhere. I've had the animals aplenty. This time I haven't gone for safer roads, so expect me to get jumped at any time by wolves and other nasties. Just quickly go into Falkreath here. Let's go sprint, here we go. Nothing really to say about Falkreath. I've done this a few times, other than to say how it works really well with
Everything all right?
these forest and grass layers. Again, I'm not using
Destroyed by a dragon. Hard to believe, isn't it?
landscape fixes for grass mods. I think the roads as they are do a really blended roads does a pretty good job of keeping grasses off. Just want to show you, this is just a lovely little, I think this, I'm using this on the YouTube video thumbnail, this shot here. I took a few screenshots earlier. So that's Falkreath. Let's have a look at a few other areas. Again, really want to keep this video short as possible, don't want to bore anybody, so let's move on. Okay, we are now in the rifts at Hartwood Mill. The weather's turned a little bit nasty. Looks like a dry thunderstorm sort of going on. Okay, so again, just not want to spend a long time here. This is the rift. We're at level 60. We still get fantastic ground cover. The blend of the three grasses working beautifully. Nature of the wildlands. Everything working as it should. Oop, there's a review, mate. Push. And you're gone. Where's your mate? There he is. There we go. Kill move. Vanilla still isn't too bad, really. The roads are working good here. We have less of the moss and more of the leaves. So all these 3D leaves on the ground come with Cathedral, so just bonus territory there. As I said in my last video, you can change all these nature of the wild land trees to be completely red or yellow with a 1 or 2K plugin. But yeah, everything looking fantastic here. Apart from the weather. Alright. Okay, we're in Solitude, and while they're executing that poor sod over behind me, just want to have a quick look at the Winking Skeever and see what Magic JK has done with some of these interiors, which are just fantastic. And again, no lighting mods installed, but look at those light shafts and the way the lighting has been obviously fine-tuned a bit. The position of the bar has changed. A lot of clutter stuff around.
You look new. I'm new too.
So yeah, I'm a newly converted fan of JK, which fortunately on PS5 doesn't need a lot of patches. If you use the patches carefully, you're not going to take up a huge amount of mod slots for that. But yeah, it's beautifully turned out.
You should probably be in bed. You're looking a bit.
And he adds a lot of clutter to the exteriors as well. So just run down here to the palace. Sprint.
Let me guess.
I mean, the vegetation he's placed here is really, really nice. Which door? Which door? This one. There we go. Again, just the interior, his interior work is fantastic. So you get a lot of content for just 2 mods. Whiterun version, not JK's Skyrim version 2, and his interiors anniversary edition. Obviously, we don't have pretty faces. It's default NPC. Again, 370 meg available, so you can add whatever you like to pretty them up. So here's the area around Fort Dawnguard. I know I have shown this before, but again, emphasis here, 30 mods. So it's doing its thing. It's this terrain is a lovely blend of a little bit of rift and a little bit of tundra and a little bit of pine forest. I'll just quickly go inside and show you what JK's done with the interior. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's actually done anything inside the fort here. It looks pretty much vanilla to me.
We're right, we were wrong. Isn't
Yeah.
that enough for you?
Yes,
Oh well, it was worth a look.
I never wanted any of this to happen. I tried to warn all of you.
Okay, quick look at... I think one of my favourite areas is the Kynesgrove area. And below it you've got those lovely volcanic plateaus. Really interesting terrain. But we're getting the sort of more red combination of grasses here with the multiple layers. See what JK's done to the pubs. I think he's done quite a good interior revamp of the pubs, although this looks very similar to the standard layout. Oh, I can hear people talking in the background. Maybe there's a bit of a sound mod that's been added there. Beautiful skies. Yeah, it's a lovely area. I want to just run up the hill here and do that fantastic screenshot area. Just coming up to here. Hang on, I'll just take a screenshot at the top of this and look at that. Beautiful. Morthal swamps, a little bit of snow about, just giving it a very creepy vibe here. Again, JK's Skyrim has added a little bit more fortification to the town, which is a little bit handy. Keep all those creepy crawlies out. Can sometimes get a very, very creepy environment in these swamps. But yeah, those natural waterfalls mods with the water add-on really does lift this place as well. As I said, I'll do that in another video. No add-ons for anything else here. This is all vanilla weather with the God rays, so working beautifully. And running like a dream with that max grass set to 60. Really, any of the previous stutterings I had in this area have completely been eliminated. It's running absolutely like a dream. Great atmosphere here. Just exploring a little bit more of the reach here. Oh, here we go. Wolves aplenty. Oops, hang on. What am I doing here? Well, that's a lot of wolf meat right there. And pelts. Alright, I think I'm going to finish up here. Again, I've showed just a little bit of the Skyrim and a bit of the terrain, but again, what's the premise here? 30 mods, a base for you to build on, It takes 15 minutes to install. Here's a little trick. I bought a cheap $5 Cherry keyboard with a long USB cable, and I plug it into the PS5. So when I'm installing all the mods, I just type in the names. I've learned to abbreviate the searches and the keywords, and you get it done really, really quickly. Appreciate any feedback, comments, criticism, encouragement. If you want to subscribe, I really appreciate that. I'm slowly building a little bit of a following, and I've got a video coming up, as I said, with about 140 odd mods. That is the cream de la cream, as much as that we can stuff into our 1 gig. So look out for that one. Thanks again, and have a fantastic day.